Reliable 100% fiber internet, kaya ang sarap maging tambahay with Red Fiber.
A recent Pulse Asia survey shows most Filipinos believe the May 9 elections were either more credible now or as credible as before. Only 8% of the 1,200 respondents say the past elections were either less credible or not as credible as 6 years ago, while the remaining 7% are undecided. Around 55% of respondents also say the presence of cheating was not as common in the last polls, while only 12% say it's more common. A third of the survey participants answer they cannot say. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. got 31.63 million votes in the May elections, making him the Philippines' first majority president since his father was ousted. Some 82% of respondents say they have big trust in the election results, while only 4% expressed distrust of the results. The remaining respondents are unsure. The survey was conducted from June 24 to 27, a few days before Marcos took his oath on June 30. Over 1,000 vote-counting machines broke down on Election Day, ruining the voting experience of tens of thousands of voters, and casting doubts on the credibility of the automated election system. But many conspiracy theories on the automated polls remain unfounded. The Philippine women's football team clinches its maiden AFF Women's Championship title after stunning Thailand 3-0 at the Rizal Memorial Stadium Sunday, July 17. Jessica Court and Katrina Gullo drill in 2 early goals in the first half before Serena Bolden secured the goal in the second half to get the historic victory for Philippine football. Philippine head coach Alan Stajic says, "To finish like that with so much spirit and determination is a testament to the country's women's football team." He says they climbed a little hill that night, and although they conquered Southeast Asia, there are still big mountains ahead of them. Early this year, the Philippine women's football team also made history as it clinched the country's first FIFA World Cup berth. In Sri Lanka, Acting President Ranil Wickremesinghe declares a state of emergency in a government notice released late on Sunday, July 17. This as his administration seeks to quell social unrest and tackle an economic crisis gripping the island nation. Sri Lanka's leaders imposed a state of emergency several times since April, when public protests took hold against the government's handling of a deepening economic crisis and a persistent shortage of essentials. Wickremesinghe announced a state of emergency last week after President Gotabaya Rajapaksa fled the country to escape a popular uprising against his government. Rajapaksa's resignation was accepted by Parliament on Friday. He flew to the Maldives and then Singapore after hundreds of thousands of anti-government protesters came out onto the streets of Colombo a week ago and occupied his official residence and office. Ghana officially confirms 2 cases of the Marburg virus, a highly infectious disease similar to Ebola. The Ghana Health Service made the announcement Sunday, July 17, after 2 people died after testing positive for the virus earlier this month. The World Health Organization says tests conducted in Ghana came back positive on July 10, but the results had to be verified by a laboratory in Senegal for the cases to be considered confirmed. The GHS is working to reduce any risk of the virus spreading, including the isolation of all identified contacts. This is only the second outbreak of Marburg in West Africa. The first ever case of the virus in the region was detected last year in Guinea, with no further cases identified. The 2 patients in southern Ghana's Ashanti region both had symptoms including diarrhea, fever, nausea, and vomiting before dying in the hospital. The Marburg virus is transmitted to people from fruit bats and spreads among humans through direct contact with the bodily fluids of infected people, surfaces, and materials, the WHO says. Singer-actress Jennifer Lopez confirms her marriage to actor Ben Affleck in a newsletter Sunday, July 17. This comes a day after the couple obtained an official marriage license issued by Clark County in Nevada. Lopez, 52, shares she and Affleck, 49, flew to Las Vegas and had a quick ceremony at the Little White Wedding Chapel. Lopez, reminiscing the early stages of her relationship with Affleck, writes in her newsletter, "We did it. Love is beautiful. Love is kind. And it turns out, love is patient. 20 years patient." She also says she looks forward to living the rest of her life with her new husband, with a newly formed family of 5 total children from both her and the Gone Girl actor's previous marriages. Lopez also shows off her wedding ring in a barefaced photo of her in bed. Affleck and Lopez, widely known as Bennifer, got back together last year after almost 20 years. They were first engaged in 2002, but eventually split up. The couple began rekindling their romance in 2021 and got engaged in April of this year.